Good morning, world. So, for the last 2 weeks, I spent all this time deliberating and researching and narrowing it down to buy a pair of $120 shoes. I was even, considering buying the $110 model that was similar enough to save that 10 bucks. It's all about personal finance and saving and budgeting that money and seeing the lifetime value of these shoes and all that stuff, because I know how scarce money is and how important it is to invest wisely. Now, you're probably thinking that I'm going to say keep talking about this, but no. Here's what I'm going to say. This book right here, it costs twice the amount of those shoes. In fact, it's probably one of the most expensive things I have in the 4-foot radius of me right now. This book cost over $200. It's brand new, hardcover. It's called Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene M. Schwartz. Now, why do I have this book? Why should you even invest in this stuff? And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. When people hear that I ask for stacks of books and weird financial stuff for Christmas, they think, oh, you're just a nerd. That's what you like doing. And for them, I see it. I see it all the time. They'll buy Beats by Dre, they'll buy Nike shoes, they'll buy all these cool stuff, the latest iPhone, or they'll get this stuff for Christmas. And I see it all the time. Friends, family, all of them, that's what they buy or want for Christmas. Consumerist stuff. And they assume that I don't like the same things. They think I'm just this weird, quirky guy like Warren Buffett who prefers these books to these materialistic stuff. And to be honest, I'm not. I'm actually just like them, if not more so. I like those shoes, those the latest phone developments, those gadgets, the latest Xbox. I like those things just as much, if not more than them, and I would love to buy those things. But I don't, because I know, as right now in my life, with my current earning potential, I don't earn as that much. And therefore, I have to allocate and invest this money properly, so that later on, maybe 10 or 20 or 30 years later, or even 50 years, I can buy as many pairs of shoes, cars, anything I want really, video games, and not have to worry about my situation. So I think this is just one path to the same story. There's other ways of getting to the same exact place. PewDiePie, for example, he hustled and he made his love for video games into a career, and by putting out like 3 or 4 videos on YouTube a day and having extremely good editing, comedic timing, and all this stuff, he amassed a following of over 50 million subscribers and made a lot of money from doing that, millions. And now he can buy all the video games or anything else he wants. So that's another way of fueling it. He didn't choose the path that I did, where I decided to study, business and marketing and advertising and invest the little money I had on that to, grow my wealth. There's PewDiePie's way, which is an extreme example towards the video game path. And then there's other ways in between that. Maybe you're not much of a reader. I think I'm not the best reader. I don't enjoy reading that much, but I like it enough to be able to get through stuff like this. But if you're not at all a reader or a listener, I like audiobooks much better than reading. But if you're not even a listener, maybe that $200, instead of buying it on a pair of shoes, you start a small side hustle business. A lot of people have started successful businesses in the lawn care industry or the painting industry, or a lot of freelance businesses off very little beginning investment money, less than $100. There's this whole book to dispel this myth that you always need money to earn more money, or a lot of money to earn more money. And the book's called The $100 Startup, and it's a whole list of people who succeeded and made successful six-figure and beyond businesses with less than $100 of startup capital. Now, arguably, are there some businesses like the gas and oil business or the cable business that require large investments up front and, have high barriers to entry? Yes, but not all businesses are like this. And even if you want to go into those fields, there are ways if you have no money. Get investor money. Stop using excuses. That's the big thing. And the big lesson, as I mentioned, is there's a reason why I'm like one of the only people I've ever met in person. I know there's a few of them online in online communities who do something similar, but they don't do stuff like this. They don't have or even see the value in this. And I'm not saying that you should become someone like me where you're, spending all your money on crazy stuff or buying stacks of books or asking for them for Christmas or your birthday. Maybe that's not you, as I mentioned. What I am saying is that you, at the very least, get slightly closer to understanding this new opportunity. Most people don't even understand the power of stuff like this. This is a rare book. There's only a few in print. Basically, the guy who wrote it published it and then stopped publishing it because it didn't sell well. But then a lot of people who read this became millionaires and multimillionaires through the advertising secrets that were put into this book, and it became a very, very well-known, famous book in the advertising industry. But there are still only a few copies out there, and because of supply and demand, low supply, high demand, the prices on Amazon for this book are like $200. And there's a few like investor books that have a similar spin to them. Seth Klarman's book is another example. And so I think there's a flood of information online now, overwhelming amounts, and we have access to it thanks to the internet. The problem is it's bad information. If you want rare, good information like this book by Eugene Schwartz, this guy who literally spent his life in advertising and afterwards, revealed his secrets through a lifetime of trial and error, you can shortcut your way to success much quicker by learning from his experiences and mistakes. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button below for free value bombs like the video you just watched whenever I upload new videos. And of course, the real conversation happens on my website, willyoulaugh.com. You can go there and leave a comment, and there's a higher chance that I will read it and respond on there. And make sure, if you're a helpful and ambitious person, to take the extra step and join my email newsletter on my site, willyoulaugh.com. That's where you will get into my VIP list, where you get some of my best discoveries, best content emailed straight to you, including updates, giveaways, and value bombs that I release nowhere else. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.